Hey guys, a quick note before we jump in here. This video is being done as a collaboration with Susie over at her channel, I Run Things. Now stick around and watch this video if you would like to get my opinions and reactions as someone who's been using this app for a long time. And then head over to her video. I'm going to link it up here and down in the description below so that you can get her impressions as someone who's relatively new to the app. It's going to be a great video, so make sure that you hop over to her channel and subscribe while you're there. And now, on with the show. Hello fellow geeks and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather, the Running Geek Girl. Now I'm here today to talk about one of my all-time favorite running apps. I get questions about this all the time because a lot of people have heard of it but never actually used it. So let's talk a little bit about what it is and how it works. I'm talking, of course, about my favorite app, Zombies Run. I first discovered Zombies Run back when I first started running. A family member suggested it to me because they knew how much I enjoy horror films and zombie movies, and they knew that I was getting frustrated trying to just run on my own without much stimulation to my brain. Thankfully, this app really does the trick. It puts you right into the middle of the zombie apocalypse. You become Runner 5, part of Able Township. You're given various missions in which you'll have to go out and distract zombies, rescue survivors, gather supplies, and so on. Along the way, you meet other characters within the app, such as Sam Yao and Janine DeLuca, Dr. Maxine Myers. You'll also meet characters that are part of other factions, other communities, some of them good, some of them bad. It's a very involved storyline. It starts out very simply in season 1 and just keeps developing and developing. They're up to season 8 right now. Season 9 is currently delayed, but I am really looking forward to them releasing it. So let's just talk a little bit about what the app looks like and how it works. First and foremost, in the app you have the story missions, up to season 8 currently. All you do is navigate to whichever season you're in and down to whichever episode you're in. The app keeps track of the next episode that you'll need to go to, so if you can't remember, the app will do that. Once you've downloaded your episode, then you'll see the options at the bottom of the screen for how you would like to run it. You have different ways of tracking it, either through GPS or constant tracking, which works great if you're on a treadmill. You can enable or disable zombie chases. If you enable zombie chases, then at different points throughout the story, the app will warn you that there are zombies behind you and you'll have to run faster in order to stay ahead of the zombies. If you're not able to pick up your speed enough to evade the zombies, don't worry. You're not going anywhere. You'll just have to lose an item that you picked up to distract them. There are different sources that you can use for music along the mission if you want to listen to music. You can go for no music if you just want to listen to the ambient sound around you. You can use a built-in playlist within the app if you have downloaded and purchased playlists. If you use this option, then the playlist will pause during the story segments and then start itself again. You also have the option of using the Apple Music player or an external music player such as Spotify, or if you want to listen to podcasts, or if you just want to listen to iTunes without the use of the app, in which case it will reduce the volume but keep playing during the story segments of the mission. Next, you'll set the duration for your mission. You can set it either by a specific distance that you want to finish or by a duration that you want to run. You also have the option of having it play a preview of your next mission so you can know what's coming up next. And if you have more than one mission downloaded, it can either go straight to the next mission or it can switch you over to radio mode. In radio mode, you're just listening to your music along with the DJs at Radio Able, Jack and Eugene. They're joined in season 2 by New Canton DJs Phil and Zoe. As you run along with your music, the DJs will occasionally break in with helpful information for you to survive the zombie apocalypse, just some friendly banter, and sometimes even radio plays. So once you've set up your duration, your music, how you would like everything to proceed, then go ahead and start your mission. The characters will go ahead and start you on your mission, and as you go along, at various segments throughout your run, the story will pop back in to let you know what's going to be happening next. Do you have to use this while you're running? Absolutely not. I've used this plenty of times while just taking a walk. Just because the characters say to run doesn't mean that you actually have to do it unless you're doing zombie chases. Now let's say that you're wanting to train for a more advanced 5K, if you're wanting to train for a 10K, a half marathon, or even a full marathon. The app has that covered as well. They have training plans that you can access that'll walk you through week by week what you need to be doing in order to prepare. The home front is something that's just been added recently. Since we're all stuck at home and we can't always get outside to get some exercise, the app has a lot of free indoor exercise programs for you to perform along with the characters from the stories. If you're a fan of virtual races like I am, Zombies Run offers at least 2 every year, usually one in the spring and one in the fall around Halloween. If you'll check out my video linked up here about the most recent virtual race, you can see that it's not just we'll send you a medal and that's it. These are fully immersive experiences, so be sure to check out that review. With the airdrop option, Able Township needs you to recover different supplies that are sent from the local military base. All you have to do is set a drop point and run a mission to cover your journey there and back. You'll pick up supplies along the way that you can use to help build your base. The supply option gives you unlimited length missions. You can run as long as you want and pick up as many supplies as you want. It'll let you know every time you cross a mile or every time you cross a kilometer based off of your settings. In interval training, you can run certain periods with different areas of sprinting, jogging, and so on in order to help increase your speed while clearing out nests of zombies. And the final type of missions that you can run are something else that's relatively new to the app called the New Adventures. These are missions that have been set up along with various science institutions in order to help you learn while you run. You can run 100,000 years through time to learn about the history of the human race. You can run up the tallest mountain on the face of Mars, and so much more. The next section of the app is called the base. This is something that's not mandatory in order to run the app. It's just a little something extra for those of us who are big Able fans. You can set up your own township. As you gather supplies along your missions, you can use these supplies and tools in order to build the various buildings in your town. Again, it's not integral to the rest of the game. It's just something a little extra fun to do. The next section in the app is called the Codex. This is just a listing of everything that you've earned on your missions, various achievements, various artifacts that you've uncovered along the course of the story, and different supplies that you found along the way. In your settings, you're able to access your run logs. For each mission, it'll tell you how much you ran and how long you ran. It will also give you totals for the month, your total mileage, your average mileage, your total time, and your average time spent on a run. You can also access your statistics if you're into charts and graphs like I am. It'll list your personal bests as well as giving you a bar graph of your covered distance for the week, the month, the year, and for the entire time that you've had the app. As you can see, there's a lot of bells and whistles to this app. There's lots of different things that you can do with it, but the main focus is the main story missions. They're very incredibly well written. The characters are so engaging, and having used this app in a long time, I can tell you that the story just grows more complex, more engaging. The sound design is wonderful. You can actually hear those zombies coming up behind you if you have those zombie chases turned on. It's so much fun to use. So if you're looking for an app that's story driven and something that'll really help work your mind and keep your attention as you're racking up the miles, I would definitely recommend the Zombies Run app. Are there any cons to this app? Well, one of the biggest ones is that this is one that you do have to pay a membership fee for. There's different levels of membership that you can get. You can get a pro membership, you can get just a basic membership. You can buy by the month, you can buy by a 6 month, you can buy a yearly plan, which I believe is $34.99. So again, based off of how much access you need and how many features you're going to be using, then there are going to be different prices that you'll have to pay for that. So be aware that this will cost some money to use. However, for me at least, it has been money well spent. I have definitely gotten all of my money's worth out of this app. Another drawback to the app is that it does tend to crash occasionally. So yes, the crashes can be annoying sometimes, especially when they happen in the middle of a race. They happen sometimes in the middle of a mission. Thankfully, it does remember where you were when you crashed, so it will pick back up at that point in the mission, so you don't have to replay everything that you've already done. Also, if you're looking for it to integrate with your Apple Watch, the integration isn't quite there yet. I know that they've done a lot of work on it. However, it's not something that I've found to be very effective. In fact, more than anything, I found that all it was doing was draining the battery on my watch while trying to connect. So it usually worked a lot better if I have my phone with me and I just run it through the phone and have it ignore my watch completely. So I'm going to put a link down below to where you can download this app. They have a website that you can also check out yourself that has a ton of information. I very highly recommend this app. It is one of my absolute favorites. So what I want to know is, are you a Zombies Run user? And if so, why not let other people down in the comments below know what you think about it? If you haven't used Zombies Run before, is this one that you might consider checking out? Write back and let me know. If you found this video helpful at all, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you're subscribed if you haven't subscribed already, because I've got some more videos coming out soon. Be sure to follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across most platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm glad you could be here, and stay safe out there. Happy running, guys. In fact,